Hey guys, 13 Star Ryan, once again here with the Shadowverse deck profile. This time we're looking at Machina Haven. It's more of a Natura Machina Haven, I would say, but I mean, it's a costly deck. I will say that much. We use 5 legendaries in it. For this, our 2 win conditions are Limona, which once you evolve her, all your Machina followers, once they're destroyed, you get the Salvation EX Limonia, which is a card that reduces the cost of your Machina cards by 1. And our other win condition is Elena. Once she evolves, she gives us an Elena's Prayer, which is an amulet that every time you heal gives a +1/+1 on stats to all of the followers in play. As you can see, we pretty much have 3 of everything. I went with 2 in the Robo Goblin and Hoverboard, and I maximize on the Confectioner. And I would say this was the most efficient way when I was playing it. I know a lot of people will go with 3 and 3, and maybe they go 2 on here, but I feel this was what worked the best for me. So if you want to take a look at it and maybe try it yourself, we're gonna look at a couple matches, and so you guys see how the deck performed. And to be honest, I'm very happy with the way it performed. We'll look at 5 matches, and you guys could decide from there how you like it. So our first match is gonna be against, or the first match that I played here, against Portal. Now, if I'm not mistaken, it was Machina Portal, not Artifact Portal, but I might be wrong. Now here, I like to mulligan for one of our 2 win conditions. And this occasion, we actually got one of the cards that could give us victory, which was Elena. So that's always good. Here, I'm always happy every time in my second turn, I could put a Robo Wing. Anytime I could place a card that gives me a card back, that's always a good thing, especially with repair mode, which is, one of the things that the deck does. Here he goes phase. Can't really blame him for that. Now this was, I would usually play Iron Knuckle None. To me, that's a perfect turn. Playing Robo Wing and then Knuckle None. But since he had Armadillo, I kind of wanted to get rid of that because it gets in the way. So that's why I decided to do that here. One of our 2, we already have both of our win conditions in hand, but I decided that Elena is the best move going forward. Here, I don't necessarily want to say he made a mistake, but I feel like he could somehow have gotten rid of Elena, but obviously he wasn't able to there. Now, I see myself in this situation, so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go really negative in my hand, but my field is so large at the moment, and I have so much damage on board. I just have to go with it. I don't think there's anything that he could play to get rid of my board. So he has that 6 cost Natura El Machinas because of his previous familiar or follower that reduced the play. And here, obviously, I could have just attacked for the win, but somehow I did draw the extra Elena. And just for the memes, why not, right? 3 Elena prayers, and just go face for 12. So you really don't see 3 Elena's prayers on rotation much. That's actually the first time I've ever done that. So congrats to me for being able to do something that I haven't done ever. So with that, Let's see. We're looking at all right, so next it's gonna be a match against Dragon and against Dragoncraft. Now if you guys have liked the content, please give me a thumbs up, a comment to see if you know any other decks that you are interested to see in the future, any comments that you have on the matches, absolutely anything, and more than anything, subscribe. It's my first time doing this YouTube thing, and I really love this game, and I want to bring you guys more content. So here, I was surprised at what he played. Actually, I was surprised though the entire way that he played. He wasn't ramping up. He was just playing followers like any other deck would play followers. Luckily for me, I had the absolute I wouldn't say best hand, but the absolute best hand that I love, which is having a Robo Wing and Iron Knuckle Nun. Here I decide to go with Lemonia as far as a win condition, although we did have Elena and Lemonia. I just consider that going for the EX, what Lemonia gives you once any of my Machina followers are destroyed was going to be a better idea. So the Salvation cards. And like I said, there's no ramping from my opponent. He's just trying to play aggressive. So I don't necessarily would say it's an aggro deck, but that's sort of the way he's playing it. He's being a little weird about it. But here I'm in a good position. I have Elena's Prayer. And I have 2 followers. I have a lot of cards in my hand. And fortunately, he plays Gerba here. It clears my board. I don't mind it that much. I knew I was going to get Salvations, so I was going to be fine. Now here, I was planning on evolving this, but I actually, because it had Vayne, but I actually got the Robo Falcon, which let me have Rush, and since it gained Vayne, I was happy about it. Now the reason I keep using those Salvations is so I could get a Heavenly Aegis once I use a certain amount. But as you're gonna see next, I have so much heal in my hand that I just decided to go for it. Especially my opponent only had 3 cards in hand. I'm like, he is not going to be able to deal with this. So I decide to waste my entire hand and just heal, and make a huge board, here. I evolved the hoverboard mercenary, so I'm gonna go in for 16 damage if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and yeah, I didn't see him having a way out, and I mean, respect to him for actually staying in the match till the end. So as you can see, Natura Heaven performing how I think it should perform all the time, especially considering the amount that it cost to build that deck. It took me a while to actually get that deck going. So the next match is against Dragoncraft. And if I'm not mistaken, this match was a Spellboost Dragoncraft. Lately, I've seen more like Earth Essence and things like that. Here we don't see any of our win conditions. I should have returned the Naturas Machinas, but I mean, sometimes I just want to know that I'm gonna have it in hand, but there's so many ways to search it. I feel like I should have just returned it, but it's fine, because we have a good hand anyway. Like I said, Robo Wing, Iron Knuckle, Nun, always a great combination as far as your first turns when you start playing followers. So here, on top of everything, remember that Robo Wing actually gets Vayne once you play another Machina follower. So always keep that in mind. It's very useful, especially when you combine it with the Robo Falcon. Here, we're still searching for a win condition. We really don't have either one of them at the moment, so we gotta keep searching. Now, Script, I haven't played it yet in any of the matches, but he's always good to be able to clear the board, you know. Here, I thought of just reserving my evolutions. This follower has rush anyway. There wasn't anything great to play for 5 or do, so I thought it was gonna be the best move. Unfortunately, he's been spell boosting like crazy the entire match. Actually, spell boost used to be my main deck the last format, but I mean, I didn't I was never as lucky as this guy has been. And here, what happens here is actually a mistake, because I've been having issues with my mouse. So I wanted to trade to the 4/4s, but see what happens? That was not supposed to happen. And unfortunately, I had to evolve my follower because I couldn't leave such a threat on board, a 4/4. And yeah, that's gonna cost me dearly. It's the literal slip of the mouse is it puts me behind. So at turn 6 and going forward, we all know that that's when spell boost really starts to shine. So he places a really good board, and he gets some damage in there. So even with a great pool, I know that I can't clear the board, but I want to try to establish at least one of my potential win conditions. And I didn't think that he could kill me, even though I was at 13. Even if he had Kuon, which I knew he had Kuon. I mean, at that point, when I could see that you're getting the best cards, that you have everything to spell boost, that everything is free, of course you have Kuon. And as we can see, indeed he did have Kuon in this situation. So I knew he was gonna get powered up because of our friend here, Demon Caller. Here I just needed the best combination of cards in the world, but even with them, that mistake from earlier when my mouse slipped, it wasn't gonna get me far. I should have played the Nun so I could have gotten that boost before, but I was kind of already tilted because I knew that I had made a mistake. I knew that it was going to cost me. I even forgot to fuse the Natura Great Tree to Justine, just so I could get more of defense. And a combination of all these mistakes, it just led me to the lost. So, you know what? If you make a mistake, it's super. I mean, it always is costly in this game. But I think one of the virtues you should have to be a better player is kind of just stay focused. You know, don't do what I did in that situation, because that was really bad. So yeah, try not to do what I did. So on this replay, we're gonna see another Dragoncraft against our Machina. Now, I'm not sure what this guy was doing. It seemed like kind of playing either like some sort of discard dragon or aggro dragon, or he doesn't ramp at all. He's just playing followers like normal. Luckily for us, we do indeed have one of our win conditions, which is Elena. once she evolves. That gets us Elena's Prayer. Here I decided to go a Robo Falcon, just kind of have something on board, just in case. Now he hasn't played anything, so I want to take advantage of that. So I go in. I don't want him to be healing, and I know that I can't take out at 6. And I could have played the Elena, but I decided that Lemonia would have been a better choice, especially because I have Natura Machina in my hand. So if my followers get destroyed, I know I'll get a turn 6 Natura Machinas because of Lemonia's leader effect. And the reason I fused was exactly because of this. I did not want to overdraw. So thankfully I fused. Now here I was pretty happy I had one of my win conditions, and you know what, I'm gonna make it 2 win conditions in this situation. So, and then everything is working out because I also have a turn 6 Natura Machinas. And actually the other dragon deck was the one that was a bit weird, not this one. I know exactly what this one was going for. We know exactly what they were going for, but it's fine. We fuse 5 here, and here we go, the lovely Mr. El Machinas for 5. That's always great to see, and we get such a great hand, such an amazing hand. The amount of heal in this hand is just absolutely ridiculous. Our Cherub, Traveler's Spies, we have 2 Justines. So what I decide to do is, you know what? I'm going to clear my entire hand, and I'm just going to make a huge field. I was going to fuse one more time with my other Justine, but our opponent gave up. Yeah, it was going to be a little too much for him, even with playing Dragon. So, unfortunate for him. And now our last match is gonna be against Shadowcraft, and this is actually the deck from the last video. Well, at least I think he's playing Natura Shadow, and so, you know, we draw our cards. We don't see our win, either of our win conditions. Mulligan. We still don't see it, but it's fine. We will find it somehow. Confectioner is always a good card, just to get that extra +1 every time. In this situation, I usually don't play the Reverend, but something told me it was going to be a good idea to do it. Here I go for the Confectioner and get that +1. Now here the opponent does a smart play, places Sarcophagus before attacking. That way he could go he could also go plus. And in this situation, I'm still digging, I'm still searching, I'm still looking, and that's why I played another one of the Confectioners. So he decides to go face after he destroyed one of the Confectioners, and there we go. We see one of our win conditions, and we play it right away because why not, right? So my phone started ringing while I was doing this. Sorry about that, guys. So here I decide that I want to clear the board, just because I don't want to deal with you know, like pesky little things here and there. But of course there's gonna be a 1-2 rush grave, you know, digger to pummel us, right? So here when he did that, I was kind of happy because he made that board smaller for me. And I'm like, all right, now I could clear this because I have Cherub, right? So I decide to pump my field up quite a bit, and just I'm kind of like, hey bro, what you got, what you gonna do? Type of attitude, you know. And we have 255 followers and a 6-7, and that's not easy for Shadow to get rid of. And here, that was a good play. He decides to evolve his leech in order to get rid of one of the big followers. But unfortunately for him, it was a little too late. I decided to heal some more with my 5/5 followers on board. Get them a little extra boost. Play another follower with Storm, and just going for the win. It was simple, and like I said, it just performed the way that I would hope a deck that costs that much performs. You know, the first couple times that I used the deck, it really wasn't performing that well. Maybe it was because I didn't know how to play it, but either way, this is the build once again. As you can see, it has a lot of potential. It's a fun deck. Not much more than I can say. Just, I've said it 100 times. It's costly, but besides being costly, it's really a good deck. It's once you know how to actually use it, it will give you some wins. So with that said, I do want to thank you guys for coming back, watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Some comments would be nice. More than anything, please subscribe. Like I said, I just started taking this game a little more serious this year. I want to make some videos, some content. Even though I'm just starting, I'd love to try to work with maybe some of the other YouTubers. And if you guys have any recommendations about maybe a deck you would like to see, or something that you would like to see in specific, just leave me a message down there. So besides that, thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a great day. Charging Star Ryan signing out.